Can you hear? Can you hear? Hello there, and willkommen, bienvenue. Welcome back. How are you? Well, maybe you should see a doctor then. Forgive me. My name's Zach, Harry, and you thought I was weird, but maybe I'm not. You see, in a change from today's program, I was going to be talking about something, but I'm going to be talking about something else, which is something else other than the something that I was going to be talking about, which is interesting, really, because the something I was going to be talking about was about something, whereas this something I'm going to talk about is about something else. Interesting, isn't that? Just the interesting thing. One thing I did want to point out, actually, before we get into the conclusion, is I'm 100% anti-censorship, right? Freedom of speech. That's what I'm talking about. Freedom of speech. You can say whatever you like. You don't have to like it, but you can say whatever you like. What was that quote? I may not agree with what you've said, but I will defend 100% your right to say it. Why can't we be like that? And if you don't agree with me, then you are cancelled, man. You are silenced. You're in the void. You have no voice. That's the kind of world we're in, isn't it? Lovely world we're in. So this week, there's a change to the programme, but first, a question of the week. I haven't changed the question of the week. The question is this. As Ben Kenobi once said to the young Luke Skywalker, "Your eyes can deceive you. Do not trust them." So the question is this, my dear. Do your eyes deceive you? Now, put your answers in, I don't know, stone, in the, you know what I'm talking about. Not in my pocket, but you know where to go. What are we doing? What am I doing here? I don't know. Right, so I was going to be talking about forgiveness this week and using my Pocket Oxford Dictionary circa 1984. Yes, I'm that old. I got this at school for, what did I get it for? For turning up. That was it. Instead, I'm going to be talking about something else. We've done that bit, haven't we? I'm going to be talking about what it's like to be an empath, actually. An interesting conversation I had this week with my fellow podcaster, Mark Clifton. We were talking about our emotions and our behaviours. And I did a questionnaire, which is part of my my show, actually. Should you want to come and see it, I got a date. Oh, it's so exciting. And in that, you have to do a lot of questions to find out whether you're a highly sensitive person or not. One of the questions I was just reminded of, actually, while police sirens were going around outside my house. They're not coming for me, at least I hope they're not. No one's knocked on the door yet. They're not coming for me, but I do find it disturbing, and that's one of the traits of being a highly sensitive person, is that you find those sorts of noises disturbing. And however much I try and placate it by saying to myself, well, you know, they're doing a good thing. They're off to an emergency. They're going to save somebody, hopefully, and that somebody will be okay, and it's a good thing. I do live on a road where there seems to be an awful lot of them, and I do find it disturbing, and I have to sort of dig in to reach a place of almost calm normality, almost sort of that sort of stoic, not that you don't care, but that you're trying not to let it affect you, and it's hard to do that. It's hard to do that. And when you're an empath, you feel this stuff, you see. And I'm no expert at being an empath. I've only just discovered, really, after 349,000 years of existence, that I might be one. I certainly, out of 23 questions on the Are You a highly sensitive person questionnaire, I think I scored 19 out of 23, which probably means it's very likely that is who I am. And I do feel things. I feel the pain of the world. I feel upset when I see the news and see the suffering. I sometimes, when I see people, I can see in their eyes, and it looks and it's painful. It's really weird because I don't choose to do that. I'm not searching for it. I'm not going, oh, let me look into your eyes, look into my eyes, look into my eyes, sorry, and I'll go to sleep. I don't do any of that. It's just I see it. And if I walk into a room, and there's people sitting around in a room, or there's a party going on, I sense the emotion, sense the tension sometimes, and it's disturbing. And one of the other traits I found, and this is all on a questionnaire, which you can get anywhere online. Wellbeing Blogger is a good one to find those sorts of things actually. So head to there, where what was it? Where you sense people's emotions, and when you go to parties, for instance. I do get tired very quickly because it's sort of I'm a sponge, and not you can't use me to wash with, but yeah, you can I sponge people's emotions. So I do find social gatherings quite exhausting, and I need to know that I have a way out, that I've got an exit strategy to get out, so that I'm not stuck there, because I do reach a point where it's like, okay, I've got to go now. I gotta go now. And that's kind of what it feels like being, and I think that classes into the empath label as well. We're all labels, man. We're all labels. You can't hide it. It's like woke. Why are we using that as a label to be nasty? Because actually it means that you're more progressive and open and welcoming to people. But instead it's used as a term of, like, derogatory term of, I don't know, divisiveness. It's nonsense, really, isn't it? So that's where we are. Yes, that's where we are. Anyway, I'll be back right after this. Oh, well, thank God for that. Whew, that was close. Something I noticed the other day. A sign on the roadside, and it said this: War Cop Training Centre. I wonder what they do there. Here comes Bod. Anyway, let's conclude question of the week, shall we? So I asked you, do your eyes deceive you? And the simple answer, my beloved viewer, is that they do. You see, there is a quantum theory that suggests that anything that you look at, anything that is looked at, is changed by the viewer. Because of their perceptions, their expectations, their beliefs, it alters that thing immediately. And that's the same with anything. I mean, that's you could look at a carrot, for instance, and if you have a history of disliking carrots because they once made you sick, then you will view the carrot very differently. The carrot to you will be evil, and it'll conjure up all these emotions. So the carrot hasn't changed. It's still just a carrot. It's your perception of it that has changed. I feel the same way about whiskey, and this is where we come to with the eyes deceiving you, because whatever object it is that you're viewing, we each have a different perception of it based on our experiences, beliefs, and what we've been indoctrinated with in our conditioning, which we all go through, peoples, ladies and gents. We all go through social conditioning. Don't think you haven't, because you have. I'm doing it right now. Did it work? Good. Glad it did. Well, next week, I may return to the article of forgiveness, which I was going to talk about this week, or I may... we've done that bit. I may go on to what we were going to. I was going to originally be talking about, which is Toxicity Part 2. Yes, it's the sequel I call it toxicity again, which I wondered why don't they use that in Hollywood, like Avengers again, Indiana Jones and another day in his life, or Fast and Furious again. Yes. Anyway, this show is about the truth. It's about love, and it's about madness, and it's all about embracing who we truly are and sticking something up the something of the mental health industry. Don't forget, I have a show coming up in July. More details will be revealed. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me. Don't follow me around the streets. That wouldn't be very nice. But I think Twitter's probably the best place, actually. I don't really go anywhere else, to be honest. I'm just stuck in my basement. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my video. Then it shoots up the charts. And, I could have a number one day. And then if I have a number one, you're invited to the gold record disc party, if those things still exist. Also, please do head to Mark and Zach the Outsiders podcast show for our podcast, where we discuss all sorts of things about emotions and how our life direction and our behaviours in life, and we sort of explore who we are and where we're going to. Thank you for joining me for this little trip into my mind. This concludes our brocade, a click.